Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again. You know the deal. A new season is ready to begin here with the Florida Panthers. Season 3 at the helm of this team. A Stanley Cup Finals appearance, a first-round playoff loss. What lies ahead for this squad? Of course, the plan to build up from within has gone according to plan thus far, and that shows with the top 6. We have our big 3 of Huberdeau, Barkov, and Trocheck, with the big 3 prospects of Heponiemi, Borgstrom, and Tippett. The rest of the team, still well-rounded, still pretty solid. We have a lot of versatility up and down the lineup that we can use to our advantage. Some question marks, of course, mainly on defense, I would say, and in goal in particular. Sergei, if you could be good this season, that would be great. But all in all, things are looking pretty damn good for us at this stage in this series as we continue to retool on the fly. The question is, what awaits us this year? Because season 1, if we made the playoffs, cool. But there certainly weren't the expectations of, we're going to make it to the Cup final. And then you look at this past season where it's like, okay, yeah, we lose Hoffman, we lose Dadonov, but we're still a playoff team. And then the moves we make at the deadline, okay, maybe we're a little bit more than a playoff team, and then we get bounced in the first round as Tim Carpenter goes down to injury. That is unfortunate. And it leads us to this point where expectations could be dangerous, and it's tough to say exactly how this season is going to go. But I am intrigued at finding out, and hopefully we can stay relatively healthy. Carl Dahlstrom did okay. But again, Carpenter will be given the first couple of months of this season to prove that he's worthy of that spot. If not, he'll spend some time in the AHL, and who knows, maybe Dahlstrom is a good enough replacement. If not, of course, we can go out and find somebody else. I suppose that depends on how Michael Matheson does on the second pairing. So right now, it's just a lot of wait and see as far as what's going to happen next. 8-4-1 through our first 13 games, not a bad stretch. Let's move forward as Carpenter goes down again. It's another minor injury. He'll be out for a week and a half. But troubling signs already for him in terms of staying healthy this year. Talk about staying healthy this year, and then we get to deal with him. So a little bit frustrating, especially again when there's so much pressure on his shoulders to do well. Dahlstrom is killing it. Dahlstrom is killing it. Carpenter, Tim, you're already done. I'm making that call now. I am absolutely making that call. I know he's set up as a DFD, and that's probably for the best. Because at least there's no minus. And there's really no way we're going to get a plus there. Dahlstrom's staying. We're sending Carpenter down. We'll give him some prime time in the AHL. But right now, I've already seen enough. We will call up Connor Carrick. He'll be the healthy scratch moving forward. And let's get Carpenter some ice time. But yeah, that is just simply not going to cut it. He's having trouble staying healthy. He simply hasn't been great to start the season. Again, we'll get him some primetime ice time and see what he can do. I was hoping for a different plus, but there we go. We'll run him with Ruslan Artukin, and we should be good to go. So let's see what Carl Dahlstrom can do. Already having to make a change with this team. Trocheck's not happy about the ice time. Oh, Vinny, let's see if we can persuade you, bud. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Trocheck. Quick and easy. Get that problem solved and out of the way as we win back-to-back games, make that 3 in a row. I don't know if that's really the effect of Dahlstrom being in the lineup, but time will tell. We are going to have a couple of things, of course, to check about a week from now. How's Connor Ingram been doing as the backup? And what else could be changed with this team? But right now, we're still doing pretty well. Shootout lost to Ottawa. We have one more game this month. It is a 3-2 overtime win against Winnipeg. So because the division is tough, we find ourselves in third place. But of course, it is still early days as Jonathan Huberdeau is leading this team in points. Very good stuff. Let's see what we have here. So Huberdeau doing well. Barkov doing well. Owen Tippett, not so much. Not so much. I do wonder if changing he and Barkov around could be the reason. Heponiemi only 12 points. 12 points for Borgstrom. 20 for Trocheck. Secondary scoring isn't exactly on point right now. We're going to give it a little bit more time. We are winning games, so there's no real reason to panic. That fourth line is killing it. Absolutely crushing it. And the Sergachev-Yandel pairing doing extremely well as well. Dahlstrom, Strahlman working well together. Ingram's been fantastic. Bobrovsky, not so much. So we have a couple of players, unfortunately, namely our younger prospects that we're trying to get developed. They are not exactly performing at the high level that I would prefer, but it's not exactly a death sentence, we'll say, for any of them. There is still plenty of time to get everything together. Now, we haven't looked at the draft class yet. This is the Shane Wright, Matt Savoy draft, Joakim Kamel, Brad Lambert. There was also the computer-generated Danielson. Did I forget to change my scouts around? I could have sworn I changed my scouts around. Please tell me that I didn't forget. Like, before I even hit the record button, I'm like, did I change my scouts around? I could have sworn that I did. I did. Huh. So is there a reason why we don't have a ton of info? What's happening? Oh, let me go back to that. I could have just gone down to assign scout, but that's fine. I mean, they're working on players. That's bizarre. That is very bizarre. I mean, I guess we'll be all right with it, but damn. Not great. We'll continue moving onward here. Second place in the division. Hopefully we'll have 20 wins by the end of the week. We beat Vancouver 3-0. We beat Edmonton 6-1. Columbus is a 4-3 win. Detroit is a 5-3 win. We are killing it so far. We beat Ottawa, yet to lose in regulation midway through the month, which means we're going to lose to Columbus in regulation. No, we didn't. And we beat Calgary. We are crushing it. Sticking with this team in the lineup. Choose to be, or, proved to be a very good decision. As Owen Tippett is not happy with himself, give him the old vote of confidence, and hopefully he can continue to improve. He's showing up as an 85 overall right now. We lose to Detroit in the shootout. Alexei Sorela goes down to injury for a week as we beat Philadelphia. And can we beat Ottawa to bring in the new year? We cannot. So a one regulation loss in the month of December, 27, 9-4 on the season. Tremendous. First place in the division. This team is absolutely crushing it right now. As Jonathan Huberdeau, again, leading this team in points. Absolutely tremendous. The 45 points in 40 games. Hopefully he can stay on that pace. Sasha Barkov doing very well. Tippett on 23 points, but he does gel well with that top line. Barkov, 43 points in 40 games. We're going to leave them there for now. Heponiemi only 20 points. Borgstrom a little bit better. Trocheck's doing very well on that line, though. 16 points for Vetrano. Hunt doing well. Connolly doing well. And Brockman, again, of course, just got in on that fourth line. So again, Tippett, Heponiemi, Borgstrom, we'd want a little bit more, but still worth struggling with them for now, as the defense is just crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. Carl Dahlstrom is just a random signing, but he's doing so incredibly well with this team. Ingram still doing well, but Bobrovsky getting better. And then Alexei Sorela has 20 points in 39 games on the fourth line. Best fourth line in hockey? Looks like it could be. As Logan Hutsko is up to an 80, he's going to be pushing for a fourth line spot next year. Denisenko is going to be pushing for a spot. Jonathan Ong, Saron Noel, and Matt Wedman could be pushing for spots on this team. Carpenter. Those are still the NHL numbers. What are the AHL numbers? Oh, God. Tim Carpenter is having a real rough go right now. He is having a real rough time. And I'm not a fan. He needs to figure it out. He really does. And the AHL goaltending Francouz hasn't quite been what we'd want him to be. I see no reason still to make any changes. Obviously, with the success that we've had, 1 game shy of the midway point of the season. Let's go through January. I mean, could we change things up? Sure, but with the record that we have, why would we? You know, yeah, there are some concerning points. Maybe we go on a terrible run of form here. That wouldn't surprise me. But as we approach the deadline, can I sit here and say, like, yeah, moves? Not really. Not really, because we made moves last year, and it didn't help. We are likely to just stay the course and see where the hell it brings us. I'm not really in a rush. We know that cap-wise we're good, and we're going to be good by the time, again, the Barkov and Huberdeau deals are up. We are in such a good spot right now that we can afford to be patient with some of these younger guys until they get to where we want them to be. I mean, 33 wins, top of the division, 3 games in hand on Montreal, who were in second, although we wasted one of those games. Beat Nashville and Dallas, though. 35 wins. As of February 1st, 35 wins, 11 losses, 4 OTLs. We are we the top team in the league right now? We're ahead of Philadelphia. We are the top team in the league. A President's Trophy pace for the Florida Panthers for the second time in 3 seasons. Huberdeau, plus 20 on the year, 52 points in 50 games. 53 points in 50 games for Sasha Barkov. And Owen Tippett up to 32 points in 50 games, but still a plus 21. You could argue whether or not he should be a power forward. You could argue whether or not we need a power forward at all. But again, power forward, sniper, playmaker typically works. Not that 2 snipers and a playmaker or 2 playmakers and a sniper can't. I mean, you could argue whether or not Owen Tippett should be the power forward on the line or Sasha Barkov. But I mean, technically Tippett's on just about the same point pace he was last year. Really. So he already has more goals. So I can't be that upset. And then second line, Heponiemi, 27 points in his rookie year so far. 33 points for Borgstrom. And then again, Vinny Trocheck's killing it. I guess you can make the argument of make that swap and just have an elite top line and play the kids. But I mean, Owen Tippett's showing up as an 86 right now. So yes, in theory, should he be playing like an 89? Yes. Is he? No. Petrano's doing okay. Dryden Hunt's doing phenomenally well. So is Brett Connolly. And then the fourth line has been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Defensively, Sergachev and Yandel, tremendous. Matheson and Ekblad has been unreal. Like, that's been an unreal pairing. Carl Dahlstrom is a plus 20 on the season. Good God. Goaltending, Bob at a 909, 927 for Ingram. Tremendous numbers. There are no changes to be made. None. We're not bringing in help from the outside at the deadline. There's no way. Why bother? It didn't help us last year with Foligno and Gallagher. Why bother? We're sticking with this team. And as it is, there are players that we could call up from within if a major injury happens, or if we think that someone's just not worthy of the chance. There are different line combinations that we can go with. There are different player type combos that we can go with. I think right now it's full steam ahead to the end of the season. I have no plans of having anything be, a big deadline moment for us, as Joe Thornton's traded to Montreal alongside a 3rd and a 5th for 2 prospects. That hurts my heart. So we lost to St. Louis but beat New Jersey. We played the previously mentioned Habs, as Dante Fabro and Thomas Nosek are dealt for 2 firsts and a prospect. Hell of a return for Nashville. As we beat Montreal, we lose to Colorado. Big matchup against Philadelphia Beasts in the East. We win 4-2. As Alex Alexiev is dealt. Lucas Wallmark, Chase Prisky involved. Seems like a good return there for Carolina, really. Alex Wemberg and Scott Harrington for a first. Samuelson and Okposo. So, interesting deal there. So we lose to Pittsburgh. Sergei Bobrovsky goes down. Swollen knee. He is going to miss a decent chunk of the season. Pavel Francouz will get the call-up, and we'll see what Ingram can do now that he's going to be called upon for the majority of this month to be the starter. Of course, Francouz, last time we checked, those AHL numbers weren't great, but he proved last year he can still be successful at the NHL level. So I'm not all that worried. One of those two should be able to do enough to hold down the fort. As Matt Nieto goes down to an injury in Springfield, we lose to Ottawa. We see a trade. Pittsburgh gets a first and Lassie Thompson for Brian Rust and Toby Reeder. Damn. We lose in a shootout to Boston, but pity point's pretty nice. And Bob is back. Bob is back. Back is Bob. Francouz, those the AHL numbers were probably... I'm probably going to keep Francouz here. Sucks for him, but I think he gets to be a healthy scratch because I don't know if he's going to clear waivers. So if he complains about being a scratch, we'll send him down, but for now he stays. Tyler Johnson and a third to Detroit for a first and a seventh. We did beat Columbus. We lose to Buffalo, but beat Washington. Victor Mete and Gustav Olofsson for Alex Newhook in a second. Habs fans cheering in the streets, probably. Although, you get a goal scorer. You lose a goal scorer, you get a goal scorer. 4-2. The joke is that Victor Mete doesn't score goals. Matt Nieto. Apparently, Brandon Peary was in for Nieto. I didn't even realize Peary was scratched. But yeah, Nieto's killing it. 29 goals for Hutsko. He's got potential to be something for us. As we make it to deadline day, 43 wins on the season. Looking damn good. We are the top team in the league, just over Philadelphia. 73 points for Barkov, leading the way on this team. Let's do it. Let's sim to the end of the season. There is no reason to mess with anything right now. Before the playoffs, if we decide maybe player type changes to try and spark somebody like an Owen Tippett, if the numbers are still down, we can handle that then and there as we win a wild one against Minnesota. Ha-ha! I didn't even mean to make that joke. I am so disappointed in myself. So we lose back-to-back games. Borgstrom, not happy with how he's playing, which I don't really care. God, I hate that. I hate that. Hey, I'm confident in you. I don't know, man. I'm upset. Okay, sure. We beat Chicago. What about Buffalo for win number 49? We get it. Will we hit 50 wins against the Tampa Bay Lightning? Yes, we will. Mikhail Sergachev, are you happy that you jumped ship? There is a chance that we are going to top the win total from a few seasons ago, although back-to-back losses hurts. We can tie it. But 54 wins as of April 1st. We are playoff bound. We have claimed the Atlantic Division. And we are moments away from claiming the President's Trophy, as the Philadelphia Flyers can finish with a maximum of 117 points. So 1 win in our last 3, and we have secured a President's Trophy. Sasha Barkov has been unreal. We play a struggling Toronto team, and we lose, but Philly lost as well. We are the top team in the NHL. Despite going with the youth, we are the best as we beat Montreal, and we'll play a very good Detroit team to wrap up the season. 8-5, your final. Another banner year for the Florida Panthers. For the second time in 3 years, we are on top of the mountain in the regular season. Whether or not that leads to playoff success, though, time will tell. 56-18. And 8, we topped the Atlantic. Boston and Detroit also made it. Buffalo and Montreal get the wild card. Very strong division with the exception of Tampa. In the Metro, you have Philadelphia, Washington, and Pittsburgh. Carolina and Columbus sucked. In the Century of Dallas, Colorado, Chicago, Winnipeg, and Minnesota. And in the Pacific, Vegas, Edmonton, and San Jose. Poor Calgary and Los Angeles. Good Lord. So there you have it. We take the league by 5 points. I mean, that's insane how bad some teams were. We averaged 4 goals a game. The only team to average 4 goals a game. This team is an offensive juggernaut. Goals against at a 2.74, which is tied for bottom 3 in the league. Fantastic. Our power play at 34.5%. Second best in the league, one of just 3 teams to have it, at 30%. Our penalty kill at 80%, which is up there. It's up there. Just outside the top 10, I believe. I mean, we should be right about here. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Does this team have, weaknesses? On paper, sure, but in terms of production, hell no. This team is a well-oiled machine. Good Lord. 99 points for Sasha Barkov, 44 goals. 97 points for Jonathan Huberdeau with 38 goals. Vincent Trocheck, 33 goals, 74 points. Owen Tippett, 63 points, 27 goals. Very happy with that. Heponiemi, 52 points, 22 goals in his rookie season. Very happy with that. Henrik Borgstrom with 51 points, 20 goals. Very happy with that. Brett Connolly on the third line had 49 points. That's tremendous. Dryden Hunt with 41 points. And again, we saw him last year. Thought, maybe he could be in a bit more of a primary role on the third line. That proved to be the right call. I mean, again, 25 points on the fourth line. Give him a chance on the third line. He does very well for himself. Nola Chari, 38 points on the fourth line. That is insane. 7 game-winning goals, 21 goals. Who says this game's unrealistic? Nola Chari killed it this year. Absolutely killed it. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning. Howard Yook with 37 points, 33 for Sorella. And then Frankie Vetrano was the lowest scoring forward on the third line. Every single member of the fourth line outscored him. That's insane. Defensively, I mean, I don't think that means I'm going to question Vetrano, but still, it's bizarre. Holy God. Eat your heart out, Erik Karlsson. Keith Yandel, 97 points, 80 assists for Keith Yandel. Holy hell. 65 points for Mikhail Sergachev and a plus 53. 49 points for Ekblad. 26 for Matheson. That is insane. And goaltending-wise, Bob, not great. Ingram was okay. But with that scoring, you can't help but think maybe save percentages were down across the league, unless we're an outlier. But Patrick Kane was the only guy to hit 100 points, too. So, yeah, what we did this season was special to have everyone score at that pace. As Malkin and Barkov were close, I mean, no real surprising names towards the top here. Top goal scorers, Kane, Eichel, Malkin. And then, again, no real surprising names aside from Josh Norris in Ottawa. Pretty crazy, man. Defensively, I mean, who else but a very good season for John Carlson. As well, the goal-scoring king, Torrey Krug, with 24. And goaltending-wise, the winningest was Braden Holtby. The shutout king, Martin Jones. That always seems to happen. Save percentage king for starters is Braden Holtby at a 917, but he had some goalies with very respectable numbers. Samsonov, Riddick, Georgiev, and Jari. Sam Montembeault was up there for Pittsburgh. But I think Braden Holtby has won himself a Vezina. And the rookie race, we do not have a Calder winner. It's going to be Josh Norris. Heponiemi, though, would have finished in the final 3. So respectable from him. T-Mander in Detroit, the number 1 pick. 36 goals in his rookie year. But overall, I can't be all that upset and disappointed. Alexei Heponiemi was pretty damn good this season. I like what I've seen. How could I not? And like I said, as far as changing anything up, I mean, we could. You could change up player types, line combos, but I mean, why would we? That's desperate times, desperate measures type of move. For now, we're good. Even Carl Dahlstrom on the third pairing, I have no real concerns there. And then again, you look at Ong, Hutsko, Cliff Poo, Denisenko is going to be a beast next year. Saron Noel improved, Wedman improved. Defensively, a little bit of an improvement from Carpenter, not as much as we were hoping for. And of course, goaltending-wise, Bednard's there, Nedeljkovic is there. Poor Carl Alsner, just got to sit there all year. Sorry, Carl. Thank you for helping me get, Brendan Gallagher last year for pretty damn cheap. Probably helped Montreal re-sign him as well. And speaking of Montreal, that is exactly who we're playing in round 1. Habs and Panthers. Habs and Cats in the first round. We lost to Ottawa last year. What can we do this time against a Canadian team in the first round? Time will tell. But for now, we get to end things on a high note. But as we've learned in so many series before, regular season success doesn't exactly mean much. It's all about the postseason, and anything can happen. Thank you guys for watching. Support the video, support the channel if you care to. Beyond what you've already done, check out everything in the description if you want to as well. And a shout out to all my patrons over on Patreon. Again, anybody in that $10 tier, the Patreon exclusive series, there's a post up on Patreon, as it's going to be a series where we add you guys to the game and see who ultimately has the best career, the most prolific career. I'm excited to see how that goes. That should be starting on Monday over on the Patreon side of things. So again, check that out if you care to. I will see you guys next time, round 1 against the Habs.